All right, so what do we have here? We've got an Air Force plane that leaves Paris and it's flying south at 160 kilometers per hour. Then, at some later point in time, a jet leaves Paris and flies in the opposite direction at an average speed that's a lot faster at 250 kilometers per hour. Um, After the Air Force plane, so that's the first one, the slower one, had flown for 10 hours. The planes were 3,600 kilometers apart. How long did the jet fly? So we have Paris, and we have this smaller plane, and it's flying south, and its speed, its rate is 160. Then in the other direction, you have some, boy, that's a sad looking jet. Uh, you have a jet that's flying and it's going much faster at 250 kilometers per hour. Um, the time that it flew is no, we don't know the time. That's what it's asking. How long did the so this is what we're going to let our variable be. The plane the plane that's traveling slower, it traveled for 10 hours. So from here, from Paris, we don't know the distance that this flew, nor do we know the distance that the jet flew, but we know that the distance they are apart from each other is 3,600 kilometers. So that's the approach that we're going to take. We're going to take this 3,600 kilometers and we're going to break it up into the distance that this jet flew plus the distance that this plane flew. So this distance that they are apart from each other is the distance that the jet flew plus the distance that the plane flew. All right, they tell us on the left-hand side this distance is 3,600, this total distance. Now, we don't know the distance of the jet, but we do know that distance is equivalent to rate times time. So I've got the rate times the time for the jet plus the rate times the time for the plane. Now the rate that the jet was going was fast, 250 kilometers per hour, and the rate that the plane was flying, it's also fast, but not as fast. And we know that the plane flew for 10 hours. We don't know the length of the time. It's asking us how long did the jet fly. So that's why we let the time for the jet be x. This is the jet and the plane. So down here, this time, that's our variable x. And now we have one equation and one unknown, and we can solve for this x. So the plane flew for 10 hours, and remember the jet left sometime later, so it's reasonable to expect that, hey, that the jet is flying for a uh, lesser amount of time, and we found it to be 8 hours. So the length of time that the jet was in the air flying is 8 hours. So I hope that helps. And on to the next one.